In the studio today, we have our Honourable MHA Andrew Parsons. How are you today?
I'm not doing too bad, well, besides the fog anyway.
Yeah, well, see, if we don't have the wind, right, that's what happens.
Well, it's always better than snow, so I guess we shouldn't complain. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, great to be here, and just wanted to drop in and have a chat again, like I do every time.
Yeah, so what you got going on now?
Well, I guess the main reason I was down here is I was over in Ramia last evening for their graduation, and so it was first time I'd actually been to their graduation, so it was nice. First time I'd ever been invited, so it was a nice evening, and had 3 graduates, and so it was a chance to see everybody there. And then on the way back today, just wanted to drop in and talk with some of the things that we're working on. And one of those, and again, it's an issue that is always important to everybody down here, is Burgeo Road, obviously Route 480.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to do is talk about some of the work that's being done, that's currently started. Yeah. And I guess the first thing to say is that I don't mind saying, and it's just in my opinion, I've only been coming up and down the road 6 or 7 years consistently.
Yeah.
But the road seems to be in probably the best shape for this time of year that I've seen in a long time, which is good.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And the other good news is that, so I have an email here I'm going to refer to. This is the Regional Director for Transportation. And so what we've been talking about is what is the work that's coming up here. And so Mike Kelly and Sons has the work, or the contract, to do the work on Route 480. And so just so people put it in context, the contract itself was worth $2.5 million, and it was between Route 470, which is Port aux Basques to Rose Blanche, Route 480, and Route 490, which is Stephenville.
Yeah.
$2.5 million contract. 1.8 million of that is just going to Burgeo Road alone.
Yes,
so I mean, that's a significant chunk of that.
Yes.
Out of that, there's going to be. I just want to look through this. They're going to have. I think it's about 60 culverts done, is my understanding. They're also going to do a bunch of leveling in various sections. I think they're going to do, where the road just washed out last year, they're going to repave that. There's a bunch of culverts. The number I have, again, is 60 culverts. Yep. I've been told it's a bit harder work this time because these culverts, I think, are deeper. Yep. So there's a bit more work that has to be done. So that work, and the good news here, and this comes straight from, is that they got a really good price this year because our government, as opposed to previously, went with early tendering.
Okay.
So we got the work out earlier, and we're getting better bids that are coming in, and we're also doing a 5-year plan. So before, and you think about this with any business or any group, when you plan for 1 year, it was hard for contractors when it came to getting their workforce or going out and getting equipment. It's hard to make all those investments based on 1 year of work.
Yes, true.
Right? You don't. It's hard to. I'm going to go out and get this piece of equipment when I don't know if I'm going to get any work next year. What we did is we came in and said we're going to do a 5-year plan.
Okay. Yeah.
So we announced all the work over the next 5 years. Now, so the first year is 100% guaranteed, then it goes down a little. So it still offers you flexibility to deal with emergencies and other issues. But because of this, contractors are able to say, look, I can bid on this. I know what I'm going to get for 5 years. They're better able to plan their work for their crews. They're better able to invest in, in equipment and everything else. And we got better prices. So we're actually getting more work done.
Yeah,
and
for
we're
lower price.
For lower price, and that's why even in these tough fiscal times, we're still getting a lot of work done. So I'm really pleased about it.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
And Kelly's and Sons were actually awarded this contract on March 8th. I mean, that's unprecedented in terms of a lot of this work was not getting done till June, and people weren't getting started. I mean, how many times last year even?
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of this work was getting started late in the season.
Yeah, it was probably like August or something like that.
It was really late, and I mean that's after the prime tourism season in many ways, and it meant for a really rough June and July. And certainly I heard about it, as I should have. So what I can tell you is Mike Kelly's is doing all this work for basically the Southwest Coast. They're already started down on Route 470. They're already started the work. They're looking at expanding their crews and beefing up the crews. So, and again, I was told that they might even be getting ready to set up here soon. So the work is getting going, which is awesome news.
Yeah, it is.
The other thing I have here is that let me see, Johnson's has the contract, so they're doing the rehabilitation of the Southwest Brook Bridge and the Peter Strauge Bridge. So that's about an $800,000 project. They got
Yeah.
that contract February 2nd. So anybody that's been driving on the road in the last little while,
Yes,
they've
I know
already
some,
begun
yeah.
that work.
Yeah.
The work has already started. So I'm really pleased with it.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, because I've been at this for a few years now,
Mm.
and a lot of those years we just weren't getting any work done. And
No.
if you got it, was literally patchwork here and there.
Yeah.
It was late in the season, and it led to a lot of frustration.
Yes.
I mean, and I used to hear about it. And again,
Yeah.
I saw it myself. I've had 2 flat tires myself
Yeah.
in the last couple of years, and it was difficult. And last year we got a lot of work done. It was a little bit later starting, but this
Yeah.
year getting those contracts out in February and March, seeing the work started now, and not just that, the local crew did a great job. They were held back a little bit longer and did a lot of pothole
Yes.
patching, and it's made a difference.
Yeah.
So I think the big thing we need to be doing, and certainly I'm going to do my best, is getting the word out to people. Route 480 and Virgil Road is open. It's good. People need to come down. It shouldn't be looked
Yes.
at as a terrible road. We want to encourage people
Yeah,
to
agreed.
come down here. There's a lot of times in the past where you felt bad that you wanted to encourage people to come down,
But, yeah.
but there was a road, and you felt bad where if you said the road was decent, people would be upset saying, well, it's not decent.
Yeah.
But if you said the road was bad, people didn't come.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then people were upset because there was nobody coming. So
Yeah.
the road's in good shape. It's going to be in better shape. I'm going to keep at it, and I'm just really pleased about that. And I think by the lack of calls that I'm getting
Yes.
on this issue, that's
right.
good. No news is good news.
Yes.
But most people I speak to when I run into them, that's a familiar comment now. Boy, the road's in good shape.
Yeah.
And I've been down over it a number of times in the last couple of weeks, and it is in good shape.
Yeah, I
So-
gotta say, yeah, it is.
So I'm really pleased about that. What I would suggest to people that they keep doing though is look, if you see a pothole, if something opens up, if you see an issue,
Yeah.
let
Somebody
the
know.
department, let somebody know. It's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to do something about it.
Yeah.
And so, and again, it's so easy, even compared to 5-6 years ago. It's only easy to snap a picture when you
That's
get the cell service, flick it off to us. I send it on to the crews, an idea of where it is, and hopefully we can get it fixed.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing how these devices can help us. So that's it for the road work there. I just put the phone over there.
That's awesome. That is.
It's really, really positive.
Yeah.
In terms of, I'm trying to think what else I had to talk about. One of the issues that has come up in the last week or so, which doesn't apply to everybody, but there's been some concern again out in the Peter Strides area as it relates to Service Newfoundland and Labrador, and as it relates to septic systems and things like that.
Okay, yeah.
So what I would say to people is, look, I've spoken to the 2 ministers involved here, Crown Lands and Service NL. If you've been hearing about that issue, don't be afraid to give us a call. Call myself, call Joanne at 695-3585. We're working on that issue. People shouldn't worry about it. It's a bit complicated because it involves land ownership and health regulations, but I just had a meeting with a number of people, and I want
Yeah.
people to know that if you have an issue, same thing, let me know and I'll
Yeah.
do what I can. But the main point to get across there to people is do not worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but if you don't let me know, I can't help.
Yeah. That's right.
So that's the 2 big issues on this go around. Again, it's an exciting time of year. It's June. All the kids are getting out of school, so I'm hoping
Yep.
that people enjoy the summer. I hope all of our kids have a safe summer and enjoy their vacation and just be safe, and hope people are extra careful when they're driving to keep an eye out for extra kids out around the roads and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being back down here again soon. Obviously, I'll be back down for the Sand and Sea and for the Rock Island Festival and
yeah.
down in Grey River. And same as always, that if people have any issues, they should make sure to give us a shout, let us know.
Yep.
And we're always open for business. I guess on something that's not Burgeo or Southwest Coast related, but actually is related to everybody. I just want people might have seen it in the news recently. Is I guess I'm the guy in charge of cannabis legalization in the province, which is not something I thought I would end up doing.
Yeah.
But so just to provide people some background, because I've been doing a lot of talking about it lately. The federal government said we are legalizing cannabis.
Yeah.
The main reasons being, A, we want to encourage basically keeping the profits out of the hands of the criminal market.
Yep.
And reducing the number. We have so many people going through our system for low-level possession
Yeah.
charges and things like that. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The second part is that we want to discourage young people from doing it. And so if we can find a safe way to regulate it and legalize it, it's going to make it harder for the outside market.
Yes.
And again, we're trying to put some regulations in and to encourage, you know, safety as it relates to what product people are getting their hands on. So the feds have said we're doing this. We as a province have no choice but to say, all right, let's get ready because it's coming.
Yeah.
The federal legislation, which hopefully will be in place, the plan is right now, the timeline we have is July 2018.
Yeah.
If we don't act, they'll act for us.
Okay, yeah.
So I would rather we put in our own plan rather than be told what to do by Ottawa. So they're in charge of the regulation, the production, things like that. So they'll determine the potency of cannabis. They'll determine, you know, the production, licensing, and things like that. We in the province, what we're mainly in charge of is the age
Yes.
and the distribution. Where's it going to be sold? Now, there's a whole number of other things there too as it relates to taxation and finance, road safety, education.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize this is huge. This does touch every single one of us in some way.
Yeah, that's right.
So what we did about a week ago was we unveiled a consultation plan. And so people can check it out. It's www.engagenl.ca. It's just a questionnaire, about 14 questions. It's anonymous. The only identifying stuff is your age bracket and what part of the province you're from, what postal code.
Yeah.
So you don't have to identify yourself, but we need to have an idea of who's responding, like, you know, right? And from where and, you know, what age group. And already, as of Monday, we had almost 2,300 responses, which might be the highest number of responses for anything that we've ever gotten back, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's a chance for people to have their say on what they think. What do they think the rules should be? Where do they think it should be distributed? Where, you know, what are the restrictions that should be there?
Yeah.
So I'm, you know, one of the people that's helping to organize and to run this. And again, we're not going to base our decisions on just what people say in a survey.
That's right.
You know, we've also contacted medical people, business people, safety. Like, we're reaching out to over 200 identified people to get, you know, any decision we have should be based on evidence.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know people's thoughts and opinions. And even I did a call-in show on CBC just a few days ago, and some of the stuff people were saying, I was like, oh, interesting. Like, we're on. This is an education for me, and that's part of it. This is going to be an education for absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to people is that, you know, look, this does affect all of us. It doesn't matter if you live in St. John's or Burgeo or Nain or Grand Falls, Windsor. This is something that's coming.
Yes.
So we need to figure out what model works best. Should we sell it at NLC? Should it be at the pharmacy? Should it be at the corner store? Should we have it set up a new store?
Yeah.
What is the age group? Should it be 19, the same as alcohol and cigarettes?
Yeah.
Or should it be 25?
That's right.
It's a bit different in the sense that a lot of people compare it to alcohol, but cannabis actually does affect the brain chemistry.
Yes, right.
And so there are studies showing that, you know, youth smoking and youth use of cannabis can have effects on your mental health down the road.
Exactly, yeah.
Excuse me. So these are the things we want to find out, and perhaps the biggest thing is that is our ideas around it. Is that, you know, when I first looked at it, when people talk about marijuana, we usually think of people smoking joints.
That's right.
But that's why they're using cannabis, because cannabis, it actually, you know, and THC, the chemical within, we're not just talking about joints, we're talking about vaping, about edibles, about gummy bears.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which blows my mind. You know, about brownies. This is going to be open in so many ways. These are all things we need to figure out. So there's a lot of concerns here.
Yeah.
And that, you know, so we were thinking of it one way, but there's so much to it that's outside what we normally think of.
Yeah.
And I've got kids too. I want to make sure that it's safe and that it's packaged and that, you know,
that's right.
And I've got my own opinions on it. But, you know, again, I've got a 6-year-old going around. If we know that there's, you know, cannabis gummy bears around, that concerns me.
That's
Same way that we don't package our cigarettes to make them appeal to youth.
That's right.
We need to have the same concerns here. And again, that a lot of that relies on the feds. But it's more now about me talking to people and saying, look, there's a chance to have your say. It's up till June 30th. It might take you 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just want people to be aware and feel that they can talk to me. I get a lot of calls and emails on it. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is a lot of people think this is going to be a huge money maker for government.
Yeah.
And it's not. Because a couple things. A, the higher you tax it, the more you're just going to open it up for the black market, for the criminal market to get in anyway.
That's right.
The second part is that the amount of money we have to spend just on education, about awareness, about safety. I mean, we got to invest a significant amount. One of the concerns I have is people that are impaired driving.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And so we have to invest in safety technology. We have to invest in more drug recognition experts amongst our police forces.
Yeah.
So a lot of the money that does come in from the sale is going to go right back into the different programs, mental health and addictions, you name it. Obviously there will be some money down the road, but it all depends on how it gets done. So just wanted to talk to people since I was down here. Appreciate you letting me come on and have a few words.
No problem, boy. You know you're more welcome to come back anytime.
I feels like I just talked for 15 minutes straight, but what I would say is always when I close, look, it's easy to get a hold of us by telephone or email or Facebook or Twitter. We're pretty easy to track down to let us know what's going on, and we'll certainly try our best. And appreciate you letting me come on and have a few words.
No problem. Thank you very much.
All right, sir.